I'm going to chat a little bit about a business that we worked with for several years who borrowed expensive money and over time was able to get their way down to cheap money. The reason I'm giving this example today is because oftentimes we see businesses come through emilynow.ca. They either come from their accountant, we have banks that end up sending clients to our platform to get the help because maybe the bank can approve them. And so I thought it was important to talk about this a little bit and give a real life example of how a business was able to get themselves into a better position, because many businesses think that, well, our business is really good at the particular product or service that we offer, but man, we just don't understand this whole financing, money, cash flow. We don't know why we never have money in our bank, and we're not big enough to hire a CFO or a controller. We've got a pretty good bookkeeper, maybe an accountant on staff that's helping us, but I'll walk you through this example and maybe a few things will become obvious to you that you do have options. They might cost you a little bit of money, but if you've got a plan, you can work out of them. So this was a company that in the downturn hit a pretty rocky patch. In fact, they're a big company. They have over 100 employees. They're in the manufacturing sector, and they had a line of credit that they were using at the bank to sort of help them float the difference between their payables and their receivables every month, because they would have bills to pay on a regular cycle for materials, for labor, etc. But the money coming in from customers would tend to be 30, 60, 90 days behind. So the bank gave them a pretty significant line of credit to use to help bridge those time periods. And when the economy went south, their business dried up a little bit because the market that they were in was a little bit shaky. People weren't really sure if it was going to continue to exist. And so they couldn't meet the obligations of their line of credit. And so the bank started taking money out of their bank account, and it became a really, really difficult situation. We were introduced to the client because we ended up helping them leverage a building that they were operating out of to free up quite a bit of money to not only pay off the bank that they were working with, but to also give them a little bit of extra to keep floating some of their costs. So we were able to put a private mortgage in place on the building, and that was able to take care of the bank, get rid of the lawsuit, and kind of clean up their house a little bit. And as the market continued to go along, they were able to reconfigure their business. They were able to cut out a lot of the expensive stuff that they didn't really know was as expensive as it first appeared to be. So they were able to adjust, as many businesses were during that time, and they ended up using factoring or accounts receivable financing to collect early on projects or clients that they had done some work for. So that freed up cash flow for them. Now they were paying about 2 to 3% a month for that money, so 24 to 36% a year depending on the month, and that obviously was an expensive option, but it helped them get a little bit further down the field with where they were going with their business. And after they had done enough factoring and the market had stabilized out a bit, their business had stabilized out a bit, they had another fiscal year under their belt, they were actually able to go to the bank and get a new line of credit for their business that they had years earlier, but through the ebbs and flows of what had happened in the marketplace, they were able to successfully go back and get that line of credit. Not only were they able to get the line of credit, but we were able to refinance out the private mortgage that was on the title of that building and get them a traditional mortgage at very, very low single-digit interest rates. So many times it can seem like a business has no options, but in that after you get over that moment of panic where you don't have enough money and it looks like the world is falling in on you, the next thing you need to figure out is, okay, is the business and the market stable at all? Is there any element of what we're doing that we can take some measure of confidence in? Or do we simply need more time? Do we need more time to adjust our business to now fit the new environment that we might be a part of? And so that time that your business needs is going to cost you in terms of interest and fees. But if you've got a plan, you can get there. And there's different types of capital that can be used to get you to the goal line of a stable and profitable business. And if you happen to experience a single event or a series of events or some circumstantial things that have happened to affect your business negatively, there is financing and there is a way to fix all of that, but it does take time. But most importantly, it takes a plan. Where there's no plan, the people fail, as the saying goes. And that plan doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to have one. You have to say, sort of, here's where we are today. If we had money, forget the cost for just a moment, but if we had money, here are the things that we could do to get us to a point where our business is now stable and healthy and generating cash flow again. If you find yourself in this position right now, we would encourage you to visit emilynow.ca, where you will be able to see the criteria that has to be met in order for your business to get the financing that it needs. And if you find that, look, I don't really think our business is going to qualify, we've made it really simple for you. When you go on emilynow.ca, you can get a score. It's out of 10. It's really simple. It'll take you less than 5 minutes. But in doing that, you're going to see what's going to need to come together in order to help your business successfully get to the goal that it's trying to reach. We'd love to help you with that. So if you need help, we can help you structure your request and get you the right financing for your situation. But most importantly, don't lose hope. If you think that just because your business has made some mistakes or something catastrophic has happened, or even if it wasn't catastrophic, maybe it was just over time the business was dwindling and no one was really focusing on trying to improve it, but now everything has come to a head and someone needs to sit down and figure this thing out, we certainly would welcome the opportunity to help. So jump on emilynow.ca and make that happen.